What is going on YouTube? Hey, back making another brand new Crypto TV episode. In today's video, we are going to be looking at XRP, Ethereum, Bitcoin, as well as the S&P 500. Specifically, in today's episode, we have to talk about the recent consolidation that is taking over most all the cryptocurrencies as we know of. As you can see on XRP specifically, we are continuing the rejection of a major resistance level here. You can see we have a massive downtrend on hand right now, and you can see we have consistently rejected on the daily this resistance level right here, and it is continued and most likely going to continue to do so. I do not plan on buying into this until we get confirmation of a weekly closure above here, which I will go more into later on in today's episode. But just understand for right now, we are facing quite a big problem with XRP in regards to it breaking up. Still possible, but just the more we hang out here, the more probability there is to correcting lower. Now, moving forward from there, yesterday, if you watched yesterday's video on the channel, if I pull it up super quick, you guys can see yesterday's video, we talked about a major discovery, and that was specifically talking about the symmetrical triangle that was at hand here. We actually made a few adjustments to our, overall Ethereum and Bitcoin charts, and we noticed, holy cow, there's actually a much larger symmetrical triangle off a downtrend than we had originally anticipated. Originally, what we thought was this small downtrend here caused a very small symmetrical triangle, which ideally it is true, that is there, but you can see we are actually breaking bullish from this here, which again, typically, I always thought this had a bearish bias, but when you take a look at the previous, descending drop that we had that formed a symmetrical triangle, this had a bullish reaction. So there is still a huge possibility that we could see a bullish reaction from this, and we could swing to the upside here. So I'm not taking my, my say back. I'm not taking my opinion back. I still am slightly bearish. I mean, who couldn't be after having a year of bear market here? But this could have a bullish sign, better than a descending fractal, that's to say, or an ascending fractal here. Typically, ascending fractals break bearish. You could see it in the past here. Usually when we have drops like this, we form these ascending fractals, they break downwards here. But now we're starting to form a symmetrical triangle. This could have a bullish reversal, a bullish reaction here. So we have to spend quite a bit of time focusing on these and seeing how these play out, because they could be breaking us bullish or bearish. Focus on Bitcoin here. Moving forward, you can see Bitcoin had a massive symmetrical triangle too. Not what I wanted to draw here. You can see it right here. We had a major downtrend forming a symmetrical triangle. And yet again, another reason to be potentially breaking bullish, which is pretty incredible too. So we have to spend quite a bit of time focusing on this and seeing what exactly happens. Now, moving forward, we also have the S&P 500 here, which had a very interesting consolidative day yesterday. We'll see how this plays out. Again, if Ethereum, maybe ETH and Bitcoin start to, dabble and correct upwards, there's a big chance we could see that same thing happen with the S&P, and we could see a reversal rally, which, isn't unlikely. Now, I've been very bearish with the thought that we are going to skew lower here down to 3,500 points and then reverse up. If we start doing that now, there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, honestly, we've ended the year. I don't believe that's going to happen here. I believe we're going to continue forward, but I will save that for the rest of today's video. With that being said, definitely make sure to smash the like button, turn on post notifications, subscribe, and let's dive into today's episode. So super quick before we dive into the technical analysis, I hopefully, or maybe you didn't, but just want to let you guys know, Bityard, as you guys can see here, is changing their logo. They're redesigning for the new year here, calling themselves BitFi for their new cryptocurrency to release in the coming days or coming weeks here, which is very exciting. They're also revamping a mobile app, which is also really cool. So some very, very, very big things are coming to the platform here. This is just a revamp of their name. More information about this will be later on the channel here in the coming days, coming weeks, as I get more information from Bityard or BitFi now, which is really cool. So stay tuned for that. But if you've noticed a change and you noticed a website change, BitFi, BYDFI is their new name. But as you guys can see, it hasn't changed anything to their website. So just keep that in mind. Now, moving forward from that, as you guys know, my second channel that I've been devoting quite a lot of time to, it's been 7 months surprisingly, has started to pick up some traction. My most recent video here, as of 6 days ago, has now over 100,000 views, which is absolutely incredible, mind-boggling. I was not expecting that, but it's super exciting that my hard work is finally paying off, and I appreciate all you guys from cryptocurrency, the diehard cryptocurrency people that originally followed this channel here. It's you guys that are, I'm so grateful and thankful for watching and supporting my channel and my endeavors. So, shout out to you guys for that. clearly it's paying off. We had 100,000 views on a channel that had 1,000 subscribers at the time. So incredible that we're seeing this, but I'm going to continue pumping forward. Make sure to check out the channel and the video if you haven't already. But with that being said, moving on into today's episode, you can see here top 10 cryptos. We are consolidating down 0.29% today here, but we are pretty much kind of in this uncertainty realm where prices are floating upwards, they're floating downwards, and we're not really seeing much happen right now until, we're still waiting for this big injection of volume, which I believe is coming soon. Now, as we've said, and I'm going to keep saying this, and I know it sounds repetitive and I know it sounds boring here, but there's a lot of uncertainty right now within this week's candle on XRP specifically. As you guys can see, we are very much so honed in on this. Are we going to be breaking bullish? Are we going to be breaking bearish? What is going on? You can see there's a lot of uncertainty and kind of just we're kind of just all over the place right now. Are we going to be breaking bullish? Are we going to be breaking bearish? Who knows what's going to come? But ideally, we have 3 days and 10 hours left to really confirm the general direction of movement within XRP. And if we see XRP break us through this and we can close just ever so slightly, 36 cents, that's all I'm asking. Close us at 35 cents, that's all I'm asking. That would give me enough, idea or thought to assume, to make a generalized or educated guess, a hypothesis that we are going to continue the rally up to maybe 55, 65, even 85 cents. It's very possible. However, if we don't and we close where we are today, there's a good chance this is going to continue to reject and we are going to continue to spew lower, which is not what we want to see, but it is still possible. Ideally, I'm still bearish in the fact that I believe we're going to see a 30-cent closure before we see an 80-cent reversal. Although I do believe very strongly that we are going to see bullish runs this year. I'm very excited to say that. I think we have waited patiently out a 1-year bear market. I think there might be a few more months left in it, and then we should switch into an uncertainty period where we will see reversals. I think the period we're entering very much so reminds me of 2019 Bitcoin, which you can see was right here. So we had the bull market, which I think would be 2021. We had a bear market of 2022, and here we are entering 2019, which is right over here. And you can see what happened in 2019. We didn't have no explosion or breakup or breakdown. We didn't have any massive explosions, massive bull markets like we saw in 2021. But what we did have was movements. We did have volume. We did have volatility, which is what we need. We need that volatility. We went from $3,000, all the way up to $14,000. So it's very possible, though, this is a period that I truly believe we are entering. You can see even in the beginning, look what happened. After the major bear market, we did have consolidation. And you can see we're seeing consolidation yet again right now. So I do believe this is what we are seeing. And I do believe history is repeating itself, and I do believe we will be moving up shortly. I'm not sure how long it's going to take. You can see here in the beginning of 2019, coincidentally, it's very ironic how these markets work, but you can see we ended this towards the end of November, December. The end of this year, the end of the year was the mark of the end of the bear market. Then entering the new year, you can see it literally right here, entering 2019 of January. We had a few months of consolidation, January, February, and March. And then at the end of March into April, we saw the explosion. So just like then, happening now, I very much so am a strong believer that the end of the second quarter of this year, or maybe into April, so we have 4 months left, into the second quarter of this year, we could start to see the reversal rally, and we could see some big movements. And I strongly believe this year we can probably see a $30,000 Bitcoin. Keep that in mind. Tell me now. We'll come back to this video, but I'm a strong believer $30,000 Bitcoin is going to happen this year. And the same thing with Ethereum. I think Ethereum will be blasting up higher too, and we'll easily see a retest of moving average closer to maybe $1,870, maybe even $2,000 on Ethereum. And that's pretty much my thoughts on this. I am a strong believer, and if I'm a betting man, which I'm not, but I do believe we are going to see retests of weekly moving averages this year. So keep that in mind. But as of right now, let's see how these play out. They do have a bullish tendency, so I'm not too sure where these markets are headed. Everything is biased on the S&P, and if the S&P 500 starts to reverse rally, and we start to see maybe a swing like this, then hey, it will look great, and I'll definitely re-enter the market here. But it's pretty exciting if you ask me. So definitely stay focused, keep an open eye, and we'll be patient. But maybe I'm too FUD oriented, and maybe it's time that we see some change and we start to reverse up. So who knows what's to come. With that being said, smash the like button, turn on post notifications, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in tomorrow's video. Check out my second channel, and I'll see you tomorrow. Peace.